Hello and welcome. The snow has been coming and going all of February here in Denmark. We have had days with blue sky and glittering white snow and some very misty days as well. In this last part of the winter, I always feel drawn to very fun and festive things to brighten up the sometimes grey and very cold weather. So this month I want to knit a yellow and pink sparkling sweater, and I also want to paint small dancing animals on my walls. I'm also planning to have some delicious warm drinks and eat festive cakes. So that's my plan for February, and I can't wait to bring you all along with me on my winter adventures. We moved into our house about 6 months ago, and even though we have made it very cozy here, there are still some blank spots here and there that will naturally fill over time by us living here and making it more and more our home. But today I want to fill in one of those little spaces by painting a tiny mural on one of the corners next to our dining table. And because it's the month of Valentine's Day, I want to make 2 small animals who is out on a date and dancing and having the best time. And I think it could be really sweet to make the atmosphere look a bit like a French bistro in a fairy tale. We went to a tiny little harbor one day when it was very misty outside. It was so beautiful when the sea and the sky melted together in the fog. Winter days like this feels very calm to me. Most of nature is still asleep and waiting for spring to burst back into life again. Everything is a bit slower than usual, and it's a great time to take a break. The air is cold and clear and very refreshing after the darkest parts of winter is over. To me, February feels like a very festive month, with both Valentine's Day and fastelavn, which is a day here in Denmark where mostly children put on costumes, a bit like Halloween. But in fastelavn, it's not supposed to be scary or something like that. You can if you want to, but most of the costumes are either funny or inspired by fairy tales or movies and stuff like that. But the thing that excites me the most are the fastelavns bun. The classic version is a bun with a custard filling and a glaze on top. But nowadays they get more and more elaborate and they taste really, really good. Every year I get so excited when the first ones hit the bakery shelf, and it's always really fun to see which new flavors they have come up with this year. I'm making a hot drink to warm us up after our outing to the sea today, and then we can enjoy it with our freshly made fastelavns buns. I'm mixing elderflower cordial with boiling water, cardamom pods and slices of fresh ginger. You can match the ratios to your liking, But today mine was quite sweet, so you can definitely add more ginger if you want to. That's really, really delicious too. I am doing this knitting project that I've been really excited to show you because it's really, really fun. And it's called the Inner Child Sweater by a Danish knit designer called Lærke Bagger. And the concept is that she has developed this sweater knitting instructions, and then you're supposed to knit it with the mindset of how you would love the sweater to be if you were yourself as a child, hence the Inner Child Sweater. And it's really fun. So you have to think about whether it would be the specific colors or a lot of patterns maybe, or glitter and beads and stuff like that. And then you just have to knit way more chaotic than you usually do, because you just knit, and then if you want a new color, you just cut the yarn and tie a knot and knit on with the next one. So a lot of things happens all the time. And she really encouraged you to use yarns in different thicknesses as well, like you're normally not supposed to do, but to get this very, like, in my mind, it's a bit of a Pippi Longstocking sweater in some way, like she would have made a sweater. And we went to this amazing knitting exhibition this winter at a museum called Aachen here in Denmark. The concept was that she made an open call to all people throughout Denmark who could knit. And she said, hey, if you want to knit your own inner child sweater and send it to me, then I'll use it for this big exhibition. And so many people had sent their sweaters. And every sweater had a name and the age of the person who made the sweater. It was really fun to go around and look and see all the different takes on the sweater. And some of them even turned into long dresses, and so much fun. This is the base of the sweater that I've made so far. Yeah. So I have a little system. I want the ribbing to be in the same kind of pink on the bottom and on the sleeves and up here. So I have some new ones for that to make sure I have enough. And then I'm just knitting with all these lovely things. I have added a few beads already because it was too fun not to. This is the back. Yeah. And I have made one sleeve. Ta-da! And here. And then I'm on the second sleeve now. Yeah. And I really feel that this time of year, you just want something fresh and happy and with sparkles. This part of winter, the last steps of winter before spring arrives, you need to have some sunshine and some freshness. Yeah. So I'm really excited to have this sweater ready. Now I think that the tiny dancers deserve some fastelavnsbuns as well, after all that spinning around. So here they can sit down afterwards and have a little glass of wine and a little cake and feel very romantic. That was all my little winter adventures here in February. I hope that you had a lovely month as well, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!